friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Mackenzie and I'm a young mom raising my 2-year-old daughter Graylin. So I mentioned in a previous vlog that we were potty training or had like just completed potty training, and that was probably a while ago, to be completely honest. She's been potty trained for a while now. I recorded this video a long time ago, and then I went back to review it, and the video is just so chaotic. I'm like stumbling, struggling, like trying to get my thoughts out while Graylin's running around me. It was just complete chaos. So I'm sitting down, redoing the video, and yeah, we're gonna talk about my methods of potty training, what worked for us, what didn't work for us, how I did it, and yeah, so let's get right into it. Okay, so first off, I did use YouTube as like a little guide. So I watched a couple of videos, you know, mommy vlogs, mommy channels about what like they used as methods, what just like, you know, like you can search on YouTube potty training videos. So that's what I did, and I just kind of wanted to see other people's methods, what they talked about. Some of them suggested books, some of them also suggested YouTube. It's just kind of like your preferred method, and I'm not a big reader. I have a child book, a child help book, and I don't read it. It's just not my thing. I prefer like watching videos or just kind of doing what works best for me and Gray during the time. So yeah, I stayed for Gray to be about 2.5 before I started potty training. She definitely was showing signs, which I think is very important. I think if they're showing signs, it just works a little better, you know? I mean, that's like the first thing that they say about potty training is you shouldn't start until they're showing signs. And she definitely did. She was definitely showing signs for months. Signs being she doesn't like being in her wet diaper. She would pull it off herself. She was showing interest in like the big girl potty. And yeah, like signs like that. She would tell me she wanted to be changed, just like the basic signs. So then my mom actually would bring home some library books for her that were about potties and potty training, and so we would read those, kind of go through those, and again, she was just showing interest in them, clearly intrigued by the book and the idea of going potty on the big girl potty. So yeah, so this is how I knew she was ready, and the reason I waited so long was just because I guess I wanted to make sure she was really ready, where like she would kind of just pick it up quickly, you know, like there would be no regression, and hopefully less of a struggle of her learning and less accidents, I guess. So that's just how I felt more comfortable doing it. And you also kind of have to wait for a time where you're going to be home, and definitely when she was already showing signs was a very busy time period for us. So I was like, we're just gonna wait. And I'm pretty sure I went on a trip, and I said when I came back from my trip was when I would potty train her, and so that's exactly what I did. So the first thing, I did decide to use a small potty, so a training potty for her. So I'll pull it out. Here's the one I got for her. This was from Burlington. It's a little wet because I like cleaned it before I grabbed it. So yeah, I did get this from Burlington. Colecraft. The potty comes in and out, very simple. This one does turn on and flush. For the most part, I keep it off. It's a bit annoying. If it wiggles, it flushes. So that's annoying. But again, you just gotta find what you think is gonna work best for you. I did also purchase the separate potty seat that like fits on the big potty. But I just didn't like that. I liked that you can travel with this because I don't have a downstairs bathroom. So it's just easier while we're potty training to be able to carry that potty up and down the stairs, bring it with us. It's downstairs in the living room, and that's where it mostly goes, just because that's where we spent most of the time. And I just wanted it to be easily accessible while we're potty training. So that's what worked for us. Again, find what works for you. Alright, so now I'm just going to talk about the method I used, and this was like kind of like a 3-step method. The first step in your method is just leaving your toddler completely naked. So for the first day or 2, maybe 3, depending again on how the child is doing, you leave them completely naked. So again, you're staying home because where else are you gonna go naked? I guess your backyard if you want to, but just like keeping them naked, letting them run around, and really get the sense of, oh no, I have to pee, and realizing that there's nothing there to catch it. And then the second step is being dressed but not having a diaper or underwear on, just nothing, no underwear restricting you type of thing. So for this step, mostly I would put her in like dresses. So like it was still easy, she could pull it up and quickly go, and it was just easy, but she was kind of clothed but still wasn't completely restricted in that area. And then the third and final step is being dressed, big girl undies on, maybe shorts, maybe leggings, which are a little harder to get off. But yeah, just like fully clothed, underwear on, seeing how that goes. And then actually there would be a 4th step, because next is small outings. You're dressed and we're going somewhere. We're driving to the store, which is 10 minutes away. If you need to pee, can you hold the pee? Are you gonna pee in your car seat? Are you gonna tell me once we're out that you gotta go potty? So those were kind of my 4-step method that I was using. So for the first day, like I said, I kept her completely naked, and the first day was definitely the hardest, and this is probably similar for everybody. It's completely new, but you definitely get discouraged. So I wrote here that she immediately had 3 accidents right away. So we wake up, we go downstairs. I talked to her the night before about what was happening the next day, and again, she seemed excited, she seemed ready, so all was a go. So I showed her the potty once we were downstairs, said, hey, when you gotta go, this is where we're going, like, let me know, or you can just go. Just talking her through it. But yeah, so right away, 3 accidents, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, this isn't gonna work, is it? She doesn't get it, like, why is she just peeing? I don't get it. So completely discouraged right away, which again, it's new, so I shouldn't be discouraged, but I think you can't help it, especially since I waited so long. So I guess I expected her to just get it, and for the most part she did, but those first 3 accidents were discouraging. So it wasn't until about 1:30 I actually asked if she needed to pee, and she told me yes, and she went potty. So that was our first success halfway through the day, midday, but it was good. And I did attempt to do the method of not asking. I think you'll find when you're researching that some people say you shouldn't be asking, you shouldn't suggest, you shouldn't force, you know, like I always remember when I was growing up that if we were going somewhere, use the bathroom before we go was like a thing, you know? So I was like, oh, I shouldn't do that, like I don't want to force her to go. But I will say now that I do, I say, let's go to the potty before we go, and I make her sit on the potty, and whether she pees or not is, you know, it depends on the time, depends on the day, but I do use that method too. So totally up to you, but I did find if I asked, it was helpful. So then she actually told me herself. She said, need to pee. And we went to the potty and she did pee. But I did keep finding that she would only pee a little bit, and then within a few minutes she would be going right back to the potty to pee again. And I was a bit like confused by this, and I think it was just simply she's learning the feeling of needing to pee, that sensation of like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to the bathroom. And so as soon as she felt it, she would go and then have to come back a few minutes later because she still needed to go, which wasn't a big deal, obviously. So then we did have a couple more accidents following into the evening, which was again frustrating because I would ask if she needed to go to the bathroom, and she would not. She would say no, and then she would have an accident. And so I kept just trying to talk to her. Again, you don't want to get frustrated. You don't want to show that they're doing something wrong. And one advice that I did find kind of important was, we all think, I mean, I think the stuff that comes out of our body is gross. And as a mom, like having to like take this out and like deal with what is in this is disgusting in my opinion. But it's important to make them think that it's not disgusting, you know. So, oh, you went number 2, yay, good job, congrats, like you did a good job. Graylin is currently counting hers after she goes, so 1, 2, 3, yeah. So, and you just gotta encourage it because it's nothing nasty. Everybody does it. It's a human bodily function, and it's an amazing thing that they're using the big potty. So that's a little tidbit advice that I took from other moms, just talking about it. So I will say that the first day she did have a number 2 accident, and she just went right on the floor, and I could see that she was hiding, and so it was very obvious that she needed to go number 2. But I will say that there was definitely clearly a slight fear of going number 2 on the potty. I'm not sure what that stemmed from. I wasn't sure how to fix that other than to kind of, again, encourage, be like, no, look, mommy does it too. But yeah, like bring her into the bathroom and be like, see, like mom does it too. Like, yay, like this is a good thing. Cause yeah, there was definitely a fear of going number 2 on the big potty, her potty, the training potty, for the first few days. So yeah, she did have the poop accident on the floor the very first day. And then eventually I asked again, just, do you need to go potty? And she would go. And so that was kind of the method that worked for us the first day. And then, so the second day, I kept her naked again. It felt like, you know, 2 days standard at least for just keeping her naked. And I did a lot of asking if she needed to go, and she would say yes, and she would pee. And then I did start to notice that if I was in the kitchen, which is the room right next door to next to the living room, so I'm not far, but you know, like making breakfast, making lunch, whatever I was doing, I would be in the kitchen and she would potty by herself. So I didn't have to ask. And I think I just happened to walk in and I saw her sitting on the potty, and I like walked right back out because I was like, oh my gosh, like she's going potty by herself. Like this is great. She's understanding. She gets it. So that was good. Day 2, we had no accidents, which is pretty good, pretty incredible. There were a few times that I asked, do you need to pee? And she would go to the potty. And then there were a few times where she would show signs that she needed to go to the bathroom. So again, the hiding or the potty dance or the holding down there. And I would have to ask, and she would say yes, and she would put herself on the potty then. So yeah, the asking method worked for us. And a method, actually, I'll mention a method I thought I would take was the reward system. I thought I was going to do that. Graylin loves candy, which like who doesn't? But I was like, oh, like I'll do the reward system. Like she goes potty, she gets an M&M. But I decided it was a method I didn't want to have to stick to. I wasn't sure if 2 months down the line, when she went potty, if she would think that she deserved another piece of candy, you know? So I didn't want it to become a habit. So I decided not to go with that method. Again, that method might work for you. Maybe it's the stars sticker method, you know, but I just decided I wasn't rewarding it. I just needed it to be as basic and simple as I could get it. So yeah, day 2. And then moving on to day 3, she was dressed without underwear. And like I said, this is where I noticed this is her second number 2 accident that she had, because day 2 she did not go number 2 at all. And I read into that a little bit, and it's actually pretty normal for them to not go number 2 while potty training. I probably, again, just the newness of it all. But so day number 3, she's wearing clothes at this point, but no underwear. And she did have a number 2 accident on the floor, and she did pee in her pants. So again, I felt a little discouraged. I was like, this is the regression I was worried about. But towards the second half of the day, she just again started showing signs of needing to pee. And so I would be like, okay, let's go. Like, let's go potty. Let's go sit on the potty. But I caught her this time during the number 2 accident. I caught her and I tried to move her to the toilet, and she like freaked out. So again, this is when I realized she was clearly scared for whatever reason to go number 2 on the potty. So again, like I mentioned, this is where I just really tried to encourage it. She already follows me to the bathroom, so when I would just go to the bathroom, I would like make sure to really like be like, look, mommy did it, yay, yay, woohoo, and like celebrate that we're going potty in the big potty. Okay, so by day 4, I was sick of being in the house, so I went for the small outing, and we actually just went to McDonald's, and she had no accidents. And then we went to McDonald's. There were no accidents to McDonald's from McDonald's, and I kept her fully clothed, and I showed her her big girl undies. She liked them, so we put them on, and we were successful for the rest of the night. No accidents, but again, no going number 2. She wasn't going number 2. So by day 5, she's fully dressed, and I decided we're going to Target. So we went to Target, and I go, let me know when you gotta go potty. And so 5 times she told me she had to go potty. And the unfortunate truth behind that is that you have to go to the bathroom all 5 times, because one of those times she's going to have to go. So whether she felt like she had to go, whether she was just testing me, I don't know what it was. But so we went all 5 times, and it wasn't until the 5th time that she did go potty at Target in the public bathroom. And again, yay, you did it, woohoo, like you did it, you went potty at Target. Now she knows where the potty is. She knows if we're out somewhere we can go potty. And yeah, it worked pretty easy for us, in my opinion. I want to say within the first week she was fully potty trained. We have had a few accidents since, but it's bound to happen, and it's usually in the car seat. She just goes instead of like telling me she needs to pee, which she's actually gotten a lot better at it, because I told her, I was like, hey, like, you gotta tell me. So she'll tell me like, oh, I need to pee, and then I'll be like, oh, we're 2 minutes from this place, we're 2 minutes from home, we're 5 minutes from Walmart, 3 minutes from Target, you know, like, we're almost there, like, we'll go as soon as you get there, okay? And she'll be like, okay. So she's gotten better at it, but yes, there are still accidents. Now, I will say that when I chose this method, I did decide that I was not nighttime potty training her. So she is not potty trained at night. I decided this because she is still, her pull-ups are still wet at night. And now that we've been potty trained for probably 2 months by now, I will say they're less wet than they were when I did start potty training. So maybe that's something I'm gonna do shortly here soon. But I will say, I've mentioned in previous videos, I do co-sleep. So she is in my bed with me, and it's something I didn't selfishly want to deal with, you know, if she has an accident at night. I didn't want to have to get up, get the new sheets, and, you know, sometimes I feel like if she was in her own bed and like she had an accident, then I could have been like, okay, like, let's just go lay down in my bed, we'll deal with it in the morning, or, you know, like something like that, where she's in my bed. When she pees my bed, it's kind of a bigger deal. So I just didn't do that, and I just didn't think she was ready. Her diapers were pretty wet at night still, and she's clearly scared of the dark. So I just didn't think she was ready for that yet. And I will say that the one problem I have found is if we go to the park, she will pee herself if I leave her in regular pants. So we went to the zoo the other day, put her in underwear. We had a grand old time. She told me she had to go potty. We went potty. Before we left, I asked her to go potty again. We went into the bathroom. She went potty again. But if we're at the park, a public playground, she will go potty in her pants. And I don't know if she's just too distracted, if she's having too much fun. I'm not sure what it is, but I found that at public playgrounds, she will just go potty. So I have just started putting her in pull-ups when we go to the playground. And I've found that to be a bit frustrating because I don't want to confuse her. And I think now that we're 2 months in, she's definitely a little less confused, but I think at first it did confuse her. But yeah, I don't know if anybody has tips on that, because one, a couple public playgrounds we go to don't have public bathrooms. So like, that's like, how, like, does your child leave? Like, do you leave with your kid? Do you have a travel potty? Or are you putting them in diapers too? Pull-ups too, while you're like going there. And then a couple places that we go to do have a public bathroom, and I still just can't convince her to go. She'll tell me she has to go potty, so I'll put her in a pull-up, we'll go to the park, and she'll tell me she has to go potty, and I'm like, okay, the bathroom's right there, like, let's go. And so I'll try to take her, and she won't go. She's like, no, I don't have to go. And I know she does, and I know she's probably just using her diaper instead, but I don't know how to fix that, because I have taken her to the playground in regular underwear and she just peed, and I was like, okay, like, we gotta go, like, you peed and that's gross, and nobody I can't have you running around like with pee in your pants, and you can't be peeing on public property, like. So that is one thing we've struggled with, is the playground. If you've got any advice, let me know. But yeah, I actually do think that's kind of it. Kind of like a quick potty training video, maybe. I don't know. Maybe once I edit it, it won't be that quick. But yeah, I found the method that worked for us. I waited until she was ready, and I do think we had a successful time doing it. So maybe this method would work for you, maybe it wouldn't, and you need to find something else. And you know, again, every child is different, and you just have to kind of figure out what's gonna work for you. But I hope this video helps, even just in a little bit of advice. And if you guys leave me any advice, like, I really appreciate that. So again, I'm just trying to help you guys and hope you guys can help me in being a parent, because being a parent is hard, and I did not look forward to potty training, and I was so nervous about it, and it ended up not being too bad. So hopefully if you're getting ready to potty train, it ends up not being too bad. And if it does end up being kind of hard, then maybe they're not ready like you thought they were, and give it a month, give it 2 months. You know, you don't want to force something to happen that just they aren't ready for. It's not that big of a deal, and eventually they'll get it, they'll pick it up, and every child's different. So, and of course you can talk to your doctor, your child's doctor, if you think something's wrong. So just don't stress about it like I did. Probably why I put it off for so long. But yeah, like I said, I do hope this video helped somebody, and thank you for any advice you guys give me. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of me, I do vlogs, I do sit down videos like this, you know, the usual, whatever I feel like doing, I do. Just everyday life mommy vlogs, videos, channel. So yeah, if you want to see more of me, if you want to see Gray, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.